Hello, we are group four. We did a property hub project. My name is Joshua Vincent, and my responsibilities for this project were project management, GitHub management, and front end and back end development.
Hello, my name is Sadi Akhtar. My responsibility for this project was front-end development and back-end development.
Hello, my name is Viviana Vaca Gonzalez, and I did the front end development and the back end development.
So this is just our table of contents detailing the different components of our project. So the goal of this project was to create a property website that could be utilized by potential buyers and sellers who want to sell properties and buy properties. And we also had an admin role that could view all the properties that were currently on the website, listed on the website. So we used various functions, div classes, and HTML forms mainly to create this project. And property sites are utilized for the benefit of allowing a free market to take place between buyers and sellers. So our target audience is just anyone who wants to engage in the free market of buying or selling a property. Some of our functional requirements was that users needed to be able to for, sign up for an account on the website and have their credentials stored into a database where they could use those credentials to log in. Based on the role that a user signed up as, which the three roles are buyers, sellers, and admins, they would be redirected to their respective page where they would be able to interact with different components of the property website. Uh, Buyers would be able to see properties that are up for sale. Sellers would be able to list properties that they want to sell, as well as remove properties if they no longer wanted to sell. And then admins would be able to view all properties on the website that were currently up for sale.
For the non-functional requirements, this is a user-friendly interface. When a user signs up on the website, their information should be saved on the database. Passwords should be hashed on the database so someone who can access the database will be able to see their passwords. Linkage between files should be smooth and easy to use. And this is the homepage. This allows users to easily interact with the platform. They have the option to see like about the service page, the about, and they have the option to log in or register. And at the bottom, you can see like more information about the company, about like their emails and how to contact them with phone number.
For the service page, user can explore the terms of service and learn more about this platform. Introduce the highlights and why clients should choose our our platform. It also provides detailed and personalized service we offer, and and commits to excellence, and how easily a buyer or selling and managing property works. Whenever a user is first-time buyers, a seller or investor, this page explains how we support our real estate journey and every step of the way. For the sign up page, we provide an account for the website. You will ask for username, email, password, and finally the role of the users. The roles will be split into being a buyer, seller, or the admin. Successfully completing this process will save the username information onto the SQL database, being used to store all the information on the back end, redirect the user to the login page. for the login page is where a user will access the website based on the credential used in the sign up process. For the login page, you will ask for the username and the password. And based on the user roles they choose during the sign up process, they can log in. And log in, they will be redirected to the one of the three pages. If the user select the roles of buyer during the sign up process, they will be redirected to the buyer's page. And if they select to the signer's page, they will be redirected to the signer's page, and same process with admin page.
Okay, so for password security for this, like we previously mentioned, when you make an account, your password will be saved on the backend in an SQL database run through PuTTY. And to prevent sensitive information from being leaked, if somebody was to access the PuTTY database or hack into it, we hash the passwords. So basically, what this does is when it's stored on the backend in the SQL server and you're viewing the users that are currently signed up, you'll be able to see like basic information like their first name and last name, but you won't be able to see the sensitive information, mainly being their password. This will just have some random characters generated to hash the password. It's a way to ensure password security on our website so that we can avoid any unfortunate data leaks. So the first dashboard will be the seller dashboard. So upon logging in, if a user is a seller, they will be redirected to this page. So on this page, sellers will be able to add properties that they want to list for sale. So some of the components that will need to be listed will be the location of the property, the price, the number of bedrooms and bathrooms, the square footage of the property, and the age of the property. There are some other components on the back end, but they're not required for you to list. And additionally, like some of the optional things that a seller can list on the properties if it has a garden and parking. But again, these aren't required components for a seller to list their property. And each seller's page will be unique to them. So when you log in as a seller, you're not going to just see all the properties that are being listed on the site. You'll only be able to see the ones that you've listed yourself on your account. And you can delist these properties at any time by selecting the delete button.
This is the buyer's page. When the user logs in as a role of a buyer, they will see options of houses that are on sale. It displays information like the square footage, number of bathrooms and bedrooms, etc. There is a search bar that filters out some things like the price or location. The view details at the bottom of property card shows full display of the property details. So the next slide is like the code snippet, like the back end code of how this was all assembled. So this particular part is the search feature. So at the beginning of the code, it ensures that if no search results are available, the code fetches all properties from the database. Next, is a default query. It retrieves all properties, then the result is stored for later use. And then after that, we start with the conditions for the feature. So this actually filters out like the location and price. And finally, after setting those conditions for the filter feature, we fetch and store the results. And this ensures that the data is ready for display.
In the admin dashboards, it's only accessible for users who signed up for admin during the sign up process. It provides an overview displaying the admin's name, the total number of properties listed, and the top areas with the highest properties listed, and details of a list of all the properties. This ensures admin have a quick access to essential data that can manage property listing effectively.
Okay, now we're going to move on to our demo and demonstrate how this all works together. So when you arrive at our homepage, you'll have a few different options. You'll have the login and sign up buttons where you can go to the actual direct pages depending on your role. But here, as previously mentioned, we have our services, which just details what this website is all about, what we're doing, why you should choose us, and just our vision for how we want this website to work. So now we're gonna click on the login page. When you arrive at the login page, you'll only need to enter your username and password, but we're gonna go through the entire process of signing up.
On the sign up page, our user will be asked for all this information. The first we're gonna sign up for as user 4, and then you will ask for their last name, and then their username, user 4, and then the email, and then the password, and the confirmation of the password. And lastly, you will ask for which role. So for this example, we're gonna go with a seller.
So now the new user has been created. So we'll sign in with our credentials. And right now we are at the sellers page. So right now we don't have any properties listed, but before that, we wanted to demonstrate, as we talked about, the passwords being hashed. So if we go on the PuTTY side of things to look at the back end of this, we click on our users. As you can see, we have information related to each user. So the user we just created, user 4, is here with their email. Their password is hashed though. So this isn't a full view, so you won't be able to see it as clearly. But this is just for the purposes of password security. So instead of somebody being able to hack into the database or just access it and see everybody's information, we hash the passwords to ensure password security for our database. So now we're going to go through the process of adding a property. So when you add a property, you'll be brought to this page and you'll have to give some pertinent information about the property. So for the sake of this example, we'll just do something basic. Say that this property costs $150,000. Has 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, maybe the 3,000 square footage, and the property's age will say that this is a 12-year-old property that has a garden. So now we've added this property on our dashboard for this account, and this property is unique to this account. It's listed. At any point you can delete this property. You can add additional properties if you want to. And if we compare this to a different user, I believe it's user 2. This user has not listed any properties. They cannot see the previous user's properties listed. And this is just our way of ensuring uniqueness amongst our sellers. So there won't be any overlap and you'll only be able to interact with your own information. So now we'll shift over to showing you the buyer dashboard.
Okay, so this is the buyer dashboard. You will see this page once the user logs in as the role of a buyer. And as you can see, this is like the search filter. And you can pick like either one. It's not mandatory to fill out every single bar. But let's just say that I want to look out a house in Athens, and it will only show like Athens. But if there's nothing, everything will be here by default. And if I click here on the view details, it will show like the full description of the property listed. And once I go back to dashboard, there we go. Everything is set in stone. So I'm done presenting the buyer dashboard.
All right. And the last dashboard we will show you will be the admin dashboard, just to demonstrate what that looks like.
Okay, for the admin dashboard, you will ask for to sign in. We saw that earlier. And on top of that, you will welcome the user's name, so which is user one. And then on top of that, you will say the total property the user have saved. And then on the bottom of that, you will say the top areas with the highest listing, and which is there are 3 lists of the areas, those top highest listing on that, and the number of the listings. And then property listing will say the location where the user one has saved. And this consumes our presentation.